Okay, howdy everybody. And it's been a while since we did a video for Time's Almost Up. But I just wanted to talk about this, right? Trees are burning because trees are burning. Arizona, people as far east as Arkansas have commented that their skies are also being obscured by the smoke from the fires in California and Oregon that are burning right now. I mean, the smoke wasn't even this bad when our mountains were on fire, at least not here. Anyways, somebody had brought up, do I think this is a part of, do I think they will use this as a part of the 2031 or 2130 agenda? And yeah, they're going to steal whatever they can. But we need to remember that prophecy was foretold. And just because scientists or men downplay what's happening or place the blame somewhere else, well, it's the fault of men. No, that's blasphemy, right? We were told things were going to come to pass, and we need to praise our Father for it and give thanks for it. So, anyways, beyond all that, one of the things I brought up was back in the 1990s, scientists, were kind of freaking out, not about climate change, mind you, but about the pine bark beetle. Well, apparently the bark beetle is also a bark beetle for other species of trees. But if you do a search for the pine bark beetle, it's really bad. And what they were discovering in the early to mid 1990s, was that these pine bark beetles burrow through the wood under the bark of a tree, and it makes that tree much more susceptible to fire. Right? Typically, a pine tree can handle a normal forest fire on the bottom of the trunk, a good healthy tree, not a problem. But with the damage that this beetle does, it basically ventilates the bark and the outer part of the tree trunk and allows oxygen to be pulled in so that fires burn much hotter, right? Now, the source of ignition doesn't matter. Okay? We were told, very interestingly, Revelation 8, the first angel sounded, and there followed hail and fire mingled with blood, and they were cast upon the earth. And the third part of trees was burnt up, and all the green grass was burnt up. Now, I've been blinded by the religious system as long as anybody else. But things have come to pass. And we may not understand that mechanism. But I believe we're seeing this right now. And it's very interesting. So in doing a search for trying to find these articles from the 1990s about this pine bark beetle, I looked, and of course, can't find any articles from the 1990s. But I did find other interesting articles. This one by Cheryl Katz, Small Pests, Big Problems, the Global Spread of Bark Beetles. If you look at that photo in the background, green healthy trees, brown, totally munching trees. All right, now this problem is being compounded with stuff they're spraying. Okay, warming temperatures, right? They got to throw in the climate change. Are fueling the expansion of pine and spruce beetle outbreaks across North America, Europe, and Siberia. Now, you remember where we've been having these massive forest fires? You remember the forest fires in France, in Spain, in Germany, in Canada, in the United States, and in Mexico, Siberia, right? Asia, right? And this goes through all these different locations around the earth where this happens. It's very interesting. Right? So if you can find this article, look it up. Or just look up the pine bark beetle or bark beetle. Right? Because apparently whatever tree it's boring through, it's that type of bark beetle. But it's very interesting. So then I found this article also in the Hindustan Times. Okay. Millions of beetles are wiping out forests all across the world. They're talking about British Columbia, Alberta, Pacific Northwest, and North America. Supplies in parts of Europe. Right? British Columbia again. Used to be considered part of the normal cycle. Of course, they work in the climate change also. Germany, Czech Republic, Central Europe, damaged timber to China. I wonder if that's how the beetles themselves got over there. So you got this pine bark beetle, right? Or this bark beetle, munching up all these trees. And we look, third part of the trees was burnt up and all the grass was burnt up. Is all the grass burnt up? Well, no, but grass is an annually renewing thing, right? Trees, not so much. And let's see. You know, you can't find a decent article with the facts, but it's interesting because if you do a search for the most abundant trees in the world, you get interesting things, right? This list says the red alder is the most common tree in the world. Other sources say pines are the most abundant trees. About 30% of the earth is covered with trees, and it's rapidly dwindling. What is the most abundant tree species in the forest? The pine tree, part of the evergreen, right? But that's it. There's no other information. And, you know, when you look at this stuff, when you look up that specific question, what is the most abundant tree species in the forest? Right? We looked at that. Gives you the same answers. Isn't that interesting? Why would they hide that? So I just found that interesting. If pine trees are 30% of all the trees that are alive on Earth, and this beetle is devastating pine trees and other trees, and pine trees make up 30%, that's almost 1/3, 33%. 33.333. So that's just something for your consideration, and I would hope it's something that you would think about. But pray that the deception that's constantly barraging us is lifted, and that we can see what has come to pass and where we are. Time's almost up. People have a very short period of time to repent compared to what we think the amount of time in the past has been. They've tweakoed the times and lied about that and messed that up as well. So anyways, check it out on your own, research it, and find out. I love you all. Talk to you soon.